Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of the StreamYard 101 webinar. I am your webinar host for today. My name is Kelsey Bentz, and I am the Senior Customer Success Manager at StreamYard. So I am working in the live chat and in the StreamYard email and working with clients to help StreamYard users get the best possible experience out of the platform. So we go live every week to give new users and people who want to know more into how to use the platform a really comprehensive and a chance to ask live questions. So I'm really excited to be here. I see we already have a bunch of people in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hi, Chris. Thanks for being here. I'm excited to be here. If you haven't already, drop a comment in the comment section with where you're tuning in from, because we love to see where everyone is. I'm in New York City right now, live from New York, and I'm excited to be here with you all. So here's the scope of how today is going to go. Hi from Tampa. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to start off by giving a little background on StreamYard, talking a little bit about what the platform is, talking about live streaming a little bit as a whole, and equipment that you're going to need to use for StreamYard. And then we'll actually bring you into the StreamYard Studio and give you like a whole comprehensive tour of the studio. And we'll talk about all of the best things you can do with StreamYard and how to make your live streams the most professional and accessible to your viewers as possible. Hi, Winston. Oh, American Association of Community Theater. That's awesome. I'm a theater performer myself, so welcome. Love to see that. We have Ginger from Los Angeles. Thanks for tuning in. I see Allison from Irving, Texas. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Rebecca from Akron, Ohio. Amazing. So we just have people from all over the United States, all over the world. It's really an amazing thing that we can connect virtually during this time. All right, so let's just jump right in. Like I was saying, so after we do the review of the StreamYard Studio and I bring you through all of the features that are offered, we'll have time at the end of the session to have a really specific Q&A. But that being said, please do drop your comments in the comment section as we go along, because if I miss something or something's confusing, I'd love to clarify it for you guys. And I will try my best to answer all the questions as they come in. Getaway Dream says, is there a place to see video on this? I'm not really sure what you mean. I'm on video right now, and StreamYard does offer I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know what you mean by that. Victor says break a leg. Thank you so much. And we will send you this recording right after it's done. So if you want to go back and reference anything that's said during the session, that's totally possible. Okay, all of that being said, let's just jump right in. So the first thing I like to talk about is just what is StreamYard. So StreamYard is the easiest way to make professional live streams. And the reason for this is that StreamYard runs entirely in your computer's browser. So you don't have to download any software. You don't have to put anything super heavy duty on your computer in order to run StreamYard. You literally just open your Chrome browser, open your Firefox browser, or even Opera browser, type in StreamYard.com, and that's it. You can get started streaming. So it's super easy. And the reason that is easier, I guess, is because the streams that you do actually are run on our servers. So it makes it a lot easier on your computer, on your device, to create really high quality streams, even though everything's being done in the browser. Love You Back to Life says hello from Maryland. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so the next thing I like to cover is why should you live stream? I mean, I think live streaming is sort of a newer concept that's been gaining more popularity and more traction over the past year, right? As we've found ourselves in this very virtual world. So live streaming really is the best form of content marketing. And content marketing does take a long time, generally speaking. I mean, I like to use the example of thinking about a YouTube creator, right? So people have been uploading videos to YouTube for years. That's not a new way to content market, right? But the thing about doing traditional content marketing is that with something like posting on YouTube, you know, you have to take so many steps before you actually get your content out there. You know, you have to map out what you're going to do. Then you actually have to shoot the content and film it. Then you have to upload it to your device, and then upload it into an editing software, and then splice it together and cut out all the bad parts. And then you have to add all your graphics, right? And your logo and your intro and outro and all of that. And then finally, you can export it and then upload it onto your YouTube channel or your platforms of choice. And that whole process just takes a really long time. And then, of course, after you post it, you have to go back and see the engagement and sort of respond to comments and all of that. And it's just like a big process. So live streaming really eliminates almost all of that effort. And that's the awesome thing. Live streaming saves time, and you're actually able to create the same level of content, if not better, than the traditional form of video content marketing. Because everything that you're able to do is live, right? So you enter the StreamYard Studio, you have all of your graphics, you have your logo, you have everything, your pre-broadcast, your intro and outro, all of that you can preload into the StreamYard Studio and have everything going while you're live. So after you end the broadcast, you don't really have to do anything, which is kind of amazing. And then you can spend the time that you otherwise would have spent in that whole process that I just, explained. You can spend that doing other things and maybe splicing up that live stream and sending it out to other channels or something like that. Your options really are endless, all that to say. The other thing is that live streaming automatically garners more engagement. And the reason for that is that people can tune in live to your streams and actually engage with you on the spot. Like Chris says, I like the fact that I can do an all audio live stream in case my guests don't want to be on camera. That's so true. StreamYard gives you that option you can do camera and microphone, or you can just do like a podcast style, where you have your camera off. So it's really, broad range of uses, I would say. And the engagement piece that you're able to get is so awesome. Like, I was just saying to comment where everyone's tuning in from. Like, we have people from all over the world who are watching this broadcast at the same time in all different time zones, right? And we're all able to talk with each other, comment, and communicate. Getaway Dreams has a question already. How does it improve upon Facebook Live? That's a great question. So the main ways that StreamYard is different from Facebook Live is that you can have multiple guests on your live stream with you in StreamYard. And on Facebook, I don't think that you can do that. And then StreamYard also gives you the opportunity to really customize the branding of your streams. And I'll show you that a little bit more when we get into the StreamYard Studio. But StreamYard allows you to add your logo, your banners, you can have comments on screen, you can play intro and outro videos, graphics, stuff like that. So it really expands upon Facebook's sort of basic live video tool that they offer. That's a great question. Okay. So where was I? Yeah, I was just talking about more engagement. I think that's probably my favorite part about StreamYard is that you can connect so easily with your audience and really create relationships in this current moment where everything's really online, right? So the next thing I talk about is equipment. And I like to talk about this because I want to emphasize that you can really get started with whatever you have. The reason that this is possible is that, like I said before, StreamYard is run all on your browser, so it doesn't require a very high-powered device to create a high-quality stream. If you have just an iPhone, you can get started on StreamYard. If you have, a tablet or a Chromebook even, any type of laptop, like that will work, and you can produce really high quality streams on StreamYard. As long as you have a solid internet connection, you're good to go. So I like to emphasize that content is really the thing that you should focus on rather than the level or quality of equipment that you have, because content is really going to be what helps you engage with your audience. Victor says, are you engineering your own webinar or is someone else producing behind the scenes? Curious about how easy it is to bring up posted questions, logos, videos. This is a great question, and this does come up quite often. So I do have a producer in the studio with me, and she runs, here she is. This is Dana, my producer, everyone.
Hello.
Dana and I work at StreamYard together, and we sort of tag team these webinars. But I really do like to emphasize that it's not necessary to have a producer. We do it because we have the option to, and it's nice to have to be able to focus on, talking about the content. But it's really easy, and I'll show you once we get into the studio. It's very easy to run your own shows. I've run this webinar before on my own, and it's very simple. So you have options, like if you do prefer to focus more on the speaking parts and have someone else run the behind the scenes, you can do that. Chris says, hi, Dana. But it's really not necessary. So, and I'll show you how easy it is once we get into the studio. Okay, love you back to life. Yes, I'm going to walk you through. So I know I've been talking this whole time, but let's bring up the screen share, and we'll actually take you into the studio right now. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about being in the StreamYard Studio. So this screen share is what Dana has brought up. So right now we're in the Destinations tab. And yes, just to reiterate, drop any questions or comments you have throughout the stream at any time in the comment section, and we will try and answer it on the spot. And if not, if we forget or we don't see it, we'll come back to it in the Q&A. Okay, so we're on the destination page, and all these buttons that you see are all the destinations that you can directly connect to Facebook. Hi, Online Journey. Thanks for tuning in. So you can connect your Facebook page, Facebook group, Facebook profile. You can connect your LinkedIn page, LinkedIn event, LinkedIn profile, your YouTube channel, your Periscope account, which is Twitter's live streaming tool. You can also stream to Twitch, and you have the option to stream to custom RTMP, which is like streaming to your own website or streaming to Microsoft Teams or Vimeo or any platform that we don't have a direct integration with. That's how you would connect via custom RTMP. Allison says, can you stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time? Yes, you can. On our basic and professional plans on StreamYard, you can multi-stream, which means you can stream to multiple social media destinations at the same time. And I'll show you how that works when we create a broadcast here in just a second. Kind of related to that, Chris has a question. I'll just answer that right now. How do I just broadcast to one Facebook group and not the other 50 groups I'm on there? So you have the option to select which group you connect. If you clicked on Facebook group, it'll give you a list of all the groups that you are an administrator of. You can only add a group if you're an administrator or an admin of the group. So it'll show you a list of all the groups that you're an admin of, and you have the option to add any group you want, but it won't automatically go to everything. So that's a good question. Okay, so for the purpose of this live stream, we're just gonna add a Facebook profile as a destination to sort of walk you through what that looks like. So Dana's gonna click Facebook profile, and it comes to this page, and she sees, oh, Dana Benz, there's her Facebook profile. It's already recognized. And the reason that it's recognized is because Dana is logged into her Facebook account on her computer. So StreamYard can recognize, oh yeah, Dana's logged in, so there she is. And you can just click on that profile. And you get this green go message that says your Facebook profile was connected, you're all set. So it's really as easy as that. So now if she goes back to her destinations tab on the left-hand side, she sees that she just was able to add her Facebook profile. And then you see the list of the other destinations that she has connected to her account. So you can have, I believe it's up to 100 destinations connected to your account. And then you can choose where you want to stream each time. So it really gives you a lot of options there. Okay, so let's click on the broadcast tab on the left-hand side, and we're actually going to create a broadcast. So this is your broadcast dashboard. So click the blue button that says create a broadcast. Oh, Rebecca, this is a great question. What is the difference between Facebook page and Facebook profile? This comes up a ton. So Facebook profile is your personal Facebook account. So like where you have friends, basically. Mine is Kelsey, Dana's is Dana. You know, it's like your name. It's like where you have people who friend request you. That's your profile. Now, a page is, you know, maybe your business page or your, you know, brand page or whatever. A page is where you can like the page and you can interact with the content, but you can't send a friend request to the page, if that makes sense. So there is a difference. And in order to add a page as a destination on StreamYard, you have to be an admin of the page. So your profile has to be an admin of the page to stream to the page. I hope that's not confusing. I'm very sorry if it is. And I can clarify that for you, but I hope that makes sense. The profile is like your personal thing. Your page is like business or your brand or whatever. Great question. Okay, so now we're back to the dashboard. So we're just going to click this blue create a broadcast button, and this is where you start. So now you're brought to all of your destination options. And this is whoever asked how to multi-stream to Facebook and YouTube, this is where that happens. So you're asked to select where you want to stream to. And you can select multiple destinations if you're on the basic plan or the pro plan. Yes, Allison's question. So all you have to do to multi-stream is select all of the bubbles of where you want to go, basically. So you see Dana's clicking all of these destinations. She's on the pro plan, so Dana can stream to up to 8 destinations at a time. So right now she's selected 6, and she's going to her Facebook profile, her Facebook page. She's going to LinkedIn, YouTube, her other YouTube channel, Periscope. And just by selecting all of those bubbles, she's able to choose which destinations she wants to stream to. So for the purpose of this demo, we're just going to go to Facebook. Sawitri says, can you touch on pre-recorded videos, please, as this is important to us? Absolutely, I will. Once we get into the broadcast studio, I'll definitely be sure to touch on that. So once you select where you're going, your destination, Iwana says, how can you stream to private? So I will tell you that right now. Let's just remove this. Yeah, banner. Thank you. So, okay, so you put the title in, you put the description in for your event. It can be whatever you want. Then it brings you to this privacy tool. Now, this privacy tool is unique to YouTube. YouTube allows you to have different tiers of privacy so that you can monitor the access to your event. So there's 3 options. You can stream privately, which means only you can see it. So private streaming is the best if you're needing to do a test stream or you don't want anyone to see it. The middle level is unlisted. And this is really what a lot of people utilize, because unlisted streams don't show up on your main channel and they're not searchable on YouTube. However, you can send the direct URL link to your viewers. And if they have that direct link, they can click on it and view the stream. So the unlisted option helps you to sort of mitigate the access to your event. And then, of course, YouTube allows you to be public as well. So if you want the stream to show up for everyone on your channel, searchable in the YouTube search box, you can click public. But for today, let's utilize this unlisted option. You are super welcome. So if I stream, Erin says, if I stream to one destination, will I then be able to share that afterwards to different platforms, or do I need a plan for that? Yeah, absolutely. So for example, if you streamed to just your Facebook profile and you just had that one destination, you could always share it to your Facebook page, to your Facebook groups. Like you can share the video in the platform. And then if you are on a paid plan, you're able to download the video, and then you can repurpose that content as well. So it kind of depends, but yeah, you're totally able to just stream to one place and then share it out afterward. Great question. So the last thing is this schedule for later feature, which is really handy if you're wanting to market your stream in advance. So if you click the schedule for later box, you're able to upload like a thumbnail image and basically create a holding page for where your stream is going to go at the time that it's supposed to go live. So this doesn't mean that the stream is going to go live without you. Like you're not sort of setting it up to go, but you are just setting up sort of like a holding page essentially. And the reason that this is desirable for some people is people want to be able to market where the stream is going to be, right? So you're able to schedule your stream in advance and then actually get that viewer link that you can then send out to your viewers ahead of time, so everyone knows where to tune in at the time it's supposed to be live. So that's why scheduling is really helpful. Chris says, great feature of StreamYard. I agree. Thanks, Chris. So you can choose a thumbnail image, and that will show up on the holding page of your scheduled event. And then you can also choose the scheduled start time. So once you're done all that, just click Create Broadcast. Sam says, will you show us how to brand your streams? Yes, I will in just a moment. We're about to enter the studio. So now that we've created the stream, you see the upcoming stream here on the StreamYard dashboard. So you see that top one, it says testing title. And you see it's scheduled. That's what we just created. So now if we're ready to sort of like play around in the StreamYard Studio, we can click that button on the right, Enter Broadcast Studio. So if you click that, it says you're entering a broadcast studio, and it brings you to a page where you can check your video, your camera, and your microphone. So we're not inside the studio yet. We're just checking that everything's good. So obviously you can see Dana, so her camera's working. You can see that when she speaks, the mic shows a green bar. So that means her mic is working, and she can choose her display name. Perfect. And when you're satisfied with all of that, you can click to enter the broadcast studio. So boom. So now she pops down into the bottom left corner in her little thumbnail image. Now you see it says you are not part of the stream yet. Click to add your audio and video. So if Dana wanted to add herself to the stream, she would just simply click, remove that graphic, click on her little thumbnail, and now she's on screen. Now, it's important to note that we're not live yet. So right now, Dana is inside the broadcast studio, but she hasn't clicked to go live. So nothing is visible to the viewers when she's just inside right now. We're just sort of playing around. We're setting things up. We're inside the broadcast studio, but nothing is visible. So I know a lot of people get kind of nervous. They're like, I don't want to go in the broadcast studio, but it's totally fine. Nothing will go live until you actually click that blue button in the top right corner to go live. Rebecca says, will you see the same screen, Enter Broadcast Studio, if you don't schedule it? Will it look the same? Yeah, it'll look exactly the same. But when you don't click to schedule it, it'll just automatically, when you create a broadcast, it'll just automatically bring you into the studio instead of like you having to click the extra step. But it's essentially the same process. Yes. Okay, so now that we're in the studio, the place where you see Dana's image big on that screen, that is the output. So anything that is seen on that screen on the sort of like left-hand side where Dana is, that is the output that is going to be visible to your viewers once you go live. So the rest of the studio, all the white part, that's all like the dashboard, basically. That's your control over the StreamYard Studio. So, okay, the most important parts are the 5 buttons on the right-hand side. So let's start on the comment section. So when you stream to the destinations like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of that, the comments that your viewers make on those platforms actually filter into the StreamYard Studio, so you can see all of them in this comment section. So all of the comments that you guys are making right now on the YouTube channel, the reason that we're able to, click to display them, like I just clicked to display Sam's comment, the reason I'm able to do that is because the comments actually filter into the studio. So in this example broadcast, Dana doesn't have any comments yet because she hasn't gone live, but there is this example comment. So all she has to do is click on it to display it on screen. So like when you do have viewers and they're making comments and those comments show up in the studio, you'll see them all there. Oh, there, she made some test comments and you see them all show up in the studio. That's super awesome. So, and then literally all it is clicking to display them and clicking to remove them. Okay. Chris says, I like the fact that I can have my guests on podcasts without having a Facebook page. Yes. So another great thing is that if you're on one of the paid plans, you can stream like record only. You don't actually have to connect a destination. Or, if you don't want to stream to Facebook, of course, you have the YouTube option or LinkedIn. You have a lot of options of where to stream. Oh, Chris says, how do you fix a guest who is on your live stream that freezes up on their part? So that's kind of tough. if a guest freezes up on their part, you might recommend that they move closer to their internet router, because usually that is a connection issue. Sometimes refreshing the page will help. But in general, we like to recommend that if guests are joining the stream with you, that they sit as close to their internet router as possible or plug directly into it for the best possible experience. That's a good question. Okay, so under the comments tab on the right-hand side, we can go to the banners tab. So the banner tab is a way that you can add lower thirds to your broadcast, and you can customize these. So you can have banners that scroll across the bottom of your screen, sort of like they do on the news. You can have ones that, pop up as these big lower thirds, like Dana just wrote this "Welcome to the Show" banner. So all you do is click to create a banner, type in your content, and then you can click to display it on screen. So it's a great way to add sort of a dynamic lower third to your stream. It's an awesome way if you want to make a sort of big introduction for one of your guests. You can write in like the guest's name, and the banners sort of show up really big, and it just adds a dynamic layer. Lisa says good info. Thanks, Lisa. Exactly. So Dana is sort of bringing us through all of the possibilities for the banners. And it's just a really great way to, promote information or just add dynamics, like I said, to your stream. And you can customize those banners and add them. Click to add, click to hide. It's just really easy and super user-friendly. Now, Allison says, is the banner color always blue? Great question. You guys are like one step ahead of me today, and I'm living for it. So no, the banner color is not always blue. So if you click to the next button on the right-hand side, the brand tab, you can control the color of the banners and the comments. So you can actually choose any brand color you want. You can even put in color codes. So if you have a very specific brand color, you can use the 6-digit code, or you can just use our little scroll tool to change the color of the banners. And James says, can the comments graphics be customized? Oh my God, you guys literally are ahead of me. So the next thing after the brand color, so Dana just chose a different color, so part of that is it affects the way the comments look too, which is really cool. And then the biggest thing is the theme. So the way the comments graphics can be customized is in this theme button. And we have 4 themes. And it makes everything look different. So the default theme is like this. You have minimal theme. Makes everything smaller. Bubble theme. Super cute. And then block. So you see how each theme sort of changes the vibe or the display graphic of the comments and the banners. You have options, in order to make your stream like as on brand with you as possible. So personally, I like the bubble theme and the default theme, but some people love minimal because it's just like super, super small and like it doesn't take a lot of attention. So that's really up to you. Okay. So moving on in the brand tab, the next thing is the logo section. So you're able to upload your own logo if you're on one of the paid plans. The basic or the pro plan will allow you to upload your own logo. So if you're on the free plan, the StreamYard logo that says powered by StreamYard will display in the top right corner, super cute. But if you do want to customize your own stream and have your own logo, you can upgrade your plan. And then you can upload your own logo. So Dana has a ton of like other StreamYard logos that we use for the webinar and stuff, and you can click to display the different ones. And they always display in the top right corner. So that's the logo section. Now moving on to the next part of the brand tab. She's going to remove some of these. Yeah. Is the overlay section. Now the overlay section allows you to add still graphics to your show. And you can add sort of like solid graphics that are like, intro and outros. We have this StreamYard Spotlight show that we do every week. And so we have these still graphics that we put up like before we go live and at the end of the show to sort of bookend it. But you also have the opportunity to upload transparent overlays. So if you wanted like a different level of graphic, you can put up like there's a StreamYard overlay. See how it says live with StreamYard in the top left corner and then StreamYard live show in the bottom. That's a transparent overlay and you can create your own overlays and upload them. Chris says very useful. Oh, he says he missed 4 minutes. That's okay, Chris. You can go back after the show and watch the part you missed. Victor says JPEG, PDF, or. So overlays, there's a little guide right here. It's either PNG or GIF with a transparent background, or you can upload a solid JPEG as well. Okay, so yeah, you have a lot of options there. Now the next section is the video clips. So video clips is very similar to overlays, but it's videos instead of still images. So you can upload like intro videos, countdown timers like Dana's sort of sampling right now. You can upload pre-recorded content here. Now, the important thing to note about this section is that all pre-recorded content in this video clip section has to be 10 minutes or less. So this is the area for like very short content, and it tells you the parameters there if you click the little question mark. Max video length is 10 minutes, file size is 200 megabytes, and the recommended size is 1280 by 720. So this is really great for, like I said, intro videos. We have a whole bunch of videos that we've created over the past year for StreamYard, and yeah, if you have video editing skills, you can really up your broadcast game. But that 30-second countdown timer that Dana originally played, that's built into the account, so anyone can use that. So if you don't feel like you have prowess when it comes to videos, Joe says GIF or GIF. I honestly don't know, Joe. I think I say GIF, but you know, I don't know. Don't hate me if that's wrong.
Yeah, that's my vote too.
GIF, yeah, that's what I've always said, but I've heard it both ways.
Me too. I don't know what's right.
Anyway, back on track. So thanks, Joe. The next section under the video clips is the background section. Now, the background section is not a virtual background, not to be confused with like a green screen background. It won't actually change your, like, the room behind you. It'll just, it acts as like it sits behind the video screen. So see this like navy blue thing with the bubbles that I'm pointing to, like below me? That's the background. So it sits behind everything. Dana's changing it right now, watch. Yeah, so that's the background. It just sort of adds like one more element of production to your live stream. It's not an actual green screen background, not to be confused. But yes, so you won't actually see it. If you're the only one who's on screen, like watch when I do this, the background will go away. Like if you're the only one on screen, the background won't actually show up until you go into, now you can see the background, right, into another layout. So Weetry says, I can't do an hour show pre-recorded. Okay, so you actually can. So in the video section that I just showed, that's for shorter videos, but we have a long form video sharing feature that I will actually just show you right now since you are interested in it. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, you see this share button. So you can click the share button and you have two options. You can click to share your screen, so you can share a video that way, or you can select a video file. And by doing that, you can select any MP4 or move.mov file and share it in your stream. And that can be any length. So that really opens up the possibilities. If you have like an hour-long show, you can queue it up there. Dana has just queued up a little example video. Click to add it to your stream, and you can share it like this. And then you can customize the backgrounds, stuff like that. And then you also have the option to pause the video too. See how she just paused it, and then you can scrub through it as well. So Weetry, this is really probably the feature that you're going to be looking for your hour-long pre-recorded video. And there's no limit to file size. That's the really cool thing. The only thing you want to be aware of is you want to have really solid internet connection. Like to share long pre-recorded videos, you're going to probably want to be plugged into your router if that's possible for you. Just to ensure like the best, smoothest connection. Okay, let's go back to the brand tab. Oh, one more question. So with the video share file, you can screen a full movie there. Yeah, essentially, like if you had strong enough internet, absolutely that's possible. Yes. And we just released that video file share feature like not that long ago, a couple weeks ago, and we have been so excited about it. It's been a long time coming. Sam says, how many people can stream at the same time? So you can have up to 10 people on screen at any time in the basic and the pro plans on the upper tiers. On the pro plan, you can actually have 12 people in the studio and 10 of those 12 on screen. So 10 is the max that you can have on screen at any given time. And then on the free plan, the free tier, you can have 10 in the studio and 6 of those 10 on screen at any time. So there's sort of different tiers, but 10 is the max. And then, of course, you can have unlimited viewers on the platforms that you stream to. Oh, Winston has a great question. Can these pre-recorded videos be added in the setup portion of the process, or does this have to be done during the session? So you can actually queue these videos ahead of time. If you sort of enter the broadcast studio before you go live, you can queue all your videos. See how Dana has her video sitting down here in the queue next to her? That's like, you can queue up to 10 videos in advance. So that when the time comes to show them, all you have to do is click to show the video, and then click to remove it. So it's like super easy, and you can do that ahead of time. Victor says those larger videos are stored and ran in the stream from where? So they run on our servers, and they just need a solid internet connection in order to run. But it's using the video files from your computer.
So there's a difference between the video clips section, which are uploaded to StreamYard, and the video share file feature. So the video share file, which is what I was doing here with this video is playing from your computer. So this is actually not stored on StreamYard. Like if I were to refresh the page, it wouldn't be there anymore. But the video clips, they stay. They're uploaded.
Great clarification. Thank you so much, Dana. Yeah, so the ones that you upload into the overlay section, the 10-minute or less videos, those are stored in your account. But like Dana said, the other ones are run from your computer. That is, thank you so much for that clarification. Kim, yes, you can have up to 6 people in the stream, even if they're in different locations on the free plan. Super exciting. Okay, so moving on, the last, the section of the brand tab back in the studio here is this display names. You can toggle display names on or off. So Dana and I both have these little name tags up. You don't have to display those if you don't want to. You can turn them off and on. I personally like to have them on just because I like everyone to know who I am. And if I have a guest on, I like to, have the guest's like credentials or whatever displayed, but that's totally up to you. Now, the next button on the right-hand side of the broadcast studio is the private chat. Sweet Tree says, is sharing video in all plans? Yes, it is. So the private chat is like a direct message for everyone who's inside the broadcast studio. So this is a great way to communicate with your guests while you're live. Because when your broadcast goes live and someone's like speaking on screen, right? Like you're not able to talk to them because you're backstage when that's happening. So the only way to confer with your guests or your fellow presenters in the StreamYard studio is via this private chat section. So you can say, hello guests, if you had a speaker who's speaking turn was coming up, you could say, hey, Susan or whatever, you're on deck to speak. You'll be up in 2 minutes. You can keep your guests updated in that way. So that's a great way to just communicate with everyone in the broadcast studio. Display names are always one line. Yes. Great question. Okay. Now it's important to note the private chat does go to everyone who's in the studio. So we don't have like a direct message feature yet. Hopefully we can add that in the future. But this private chat is all the guests. So everyone who's in the studio with you, all 10, all 12, they can see this feature. But none of your viewers can. It's private for like the presenters. Now, the last button on the right-hand side is the settings button. So you can click settings, and this just brings you through sort of like camera and mic settings. You don't really need to do much in here unless you want to adjust something. But this is also where you would apply a green screen. If you had an actual green screen set up behind you, you can apply a virtual background in the green screen section. But it is important to note that you won't be able to use a green screen unless you have a physical green screen set up behind you. So there's no like actual virtual cam option like there is on some other tools. Yeah, that's that. So we don't need to go through all of this. It's just sort of the cam and mic settings. So then I guess the other important tools are the buttons at the bottom. So some of these are duplicates. You have your mute button, you have your stop cam button. If you want to stop your camera at any time, you can do that. And you can have a little avatar displayed instead, which is kind of cool. You have the cam mic settings, which is the same settings that we just were in on the side. It's like another way to access those. And then, of course, you have the share feature, which we went through already, which allows you to either share your screen if you want to share like a PowerPoint presentation or a Google Slides presentation or something like that, or a video file, right? We just went through that. Now, Online Journey says how to add the guest, and that's exactly what I was going to say next. So right next to the share feature is the invite button, and this is how you invite guests into your broadcast studio with you. So you click on invite and it gives you this link. Now, each link is unique to that broadcast studio. So you want to send your guests the link that you find inside your specific broadcast studio, because each invite link connects to one studio, if that makes sense. Chris says it's so easy. It is really easy, honestly. So you just copy that link and you send it to your guests, via email, Gmail, Messenger, text, whatever you want. And then all the guest has to do when they receive that link is click on it, and then they arrive in the studio. So Dana sent the guest link to herself. Super cool for this awesome simulation. So you see she popped down into the thumbnail area as a guest. So you'll see, like, when you're in the host account, you're playing around, you'll be able to see when your guests pop in because they come into a little thumbnail in the bottom of the screen. And if you want to add them to the screen, you can hover over their video and just click, and then they pop on screen with you. Boom. So now Dana has herself and herself. She has two different camera angles. Super high tech. That looks awesome. And then Lisa says, if I wanted to, I could use multiple cameras with a switcher. Yeah, absolutely. You would just select your switcher as your cam input in the settings portion. So now that Dana has her both of herself on, she can change the layout. So all these layouts that she's doing right now are underneath the StreamYard Studio. See how she's sort of clicking all those gray options? And yes, Rebecca, you can mute your guest, so you can control whether they're speaking or not, which is kind of nice. Dana has herself muted right now. Yeah, so you can just play around with the layout. You can have one person bigger, the other person smaller. You can add a video in. You can click to pause it. You can remove it. You'd have a whole bunch of options. And Dana's just going through all the possible layouts right now. I mean, look how dynamic that looks. Even just from these like 7 predetermined layouts, like you can make your stream look so cool. And then you can come onto the brand tab, right, and change your background. You can add an overlay, you can, I mean, look how cool that looks. You can add another logo, you can put banners up. I mean, come on, look how cool that looks. Dana has like a cool confetti GIF happening. I mean, I'm getting dizzy. I know, Victor, we're like speeding through this, but it's just to sort of show you like the capacity of StreamYard, and it's all happening like with one click. You know what I mean? So it's just super easy, and you have so much room to make it your own. And that's what's really exciting. So, if you don't feel so technologically savvy, like that's totally fine, and you can still make your streams like super high quality because everything's within the StreamYard Studio for you. So it just takes a little bit of playing around and you can find what works for you. I think Chris sort of said that earlier. He was like, just kind of, I don't know where that comment went, but he was like, just play. Yeah, practice and you will all feel confident. It's so true. Okay, so that was inviting a guest. That's super cool. So now that Dana has invited herself into the studio, she's sort of like preloaded everything. She's ready to go. Now she wants to go live. So this whole time we've just been playing. Nothing has been broadcasted, but now we're ready. So at the top right corner, you click the blue button to go live and it says, "Are you ready?" And we say, "Yes." Go live. So then you will get this message in the middle of your screen, "You are live." And then you get the little red timer in the top left corner that shows you how long you've been live for. And then, you know, you can show your intro video, your countdown. You know, you can do all of the things that we were playing with before. You can do while you're live too. Professional. So then once Dana was done with that, she would add herself to the stream. There she is. She would start her show, add her guest on, and she is literally live right now. So she can add banners, like everything that you saw that we were doing before, you can do while you're live. Change the color. You can do everything. Look how cool that is. Kim says, if you have 4 people on at the same time, does the screen show all 4 or only the one who is talking? That's up to you. If you add all 4 of your guests to the stream, it'll show all 4 and then you'll just be able to see who's talking. But if you want to like solo screen someone, you can click to solo screen them. Like I just clicked to solo screen myself. So I was just like, okay, I want to just take this moment to be in the spotlight. I can do that. And then obviously I can come back to like the screen share and change the layout again. If I want, you know, Dana to come on, I can also add her, you know what I mean? Remove her, do whatever I want. So it's really up to you. Will the invite link stay the same if you schedule the stream weeks before the actual live event? Yes. So each broadcast studio that you create has its own invite link. And if you don't go live in a broadcast studio, like you can save it. You know what I mean? So if you just create the stream in advance, but you haven't gone live yet, the invite link for that broadcast studio will stay the same. But of course, every live stream you do requires a new broadcast studio. So once you go live in a studio and you end the broadcast, to go live again and to invite more guests, you have to create a new broadcast studio, which in turn creates a new invite link. So you can't have recurring invite links for all of your studios, but each invite link connects to the same, like one broadcast studio. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now that Dana has done her show, she wants to end the broadcast. So you just go up to the right-hand corner, click the red end broadcast button, say goodbye to your guests. And just like that, you are off the air. You can give broadcast feedback to us, which helps us know like how the stream went. And that comes into our email inbox and we can respond to you with any concerns you have. And then you're just popped back into the StreamYard Studio. So the next thing you can do is click the links button in the top right corner. And you have 2 options. You can either view the stream on YouTube, which is where you just streamed to, and it actually brings you directly to that stream. And when you stream to YouTube, it automatically saves on YouTube as if it were like a regular upload video. And then the other way you can save it, Rebecca, is to download the recording. So you have the option on the paid plans only. This is important to note. It's on the paid plan feature. But you can download either the video recording, which is the whole thing, or just the audio. So if you have a podcast and you want just the audio track, you can do that. Or, of course, you can download the entire file. Now, it's important to note StreamYard saves your recordings only for 15 days, and then they expire because we don't have the capacity to store recordings forever. So if you do want that recording, I would recommend downloading it right away so you don't forget. Okay, cool. So now that we know how to do that, I think that's everything. Let's move into the Q&A section. So please let me know if you have any questions. If I didn't cover something, pop that into the chat here. We have about 10 more minutes where we can dedicate just for your questions. Oh my gosh, Joe, this is awesome. I feel completely prepared for my first live stream on March 9th. I'm so happy for you. That's super exciting. I'm so glad you came. This is like a great place to sort of start and get a little head start with your preparation. James says, I imagine all the videos being routed through StreamYard. These servers are worldwide. So we have servers all over. And that's why, you know, you're able to connect with people from across the country live at the same time. It's super cool. Ginger says, will stream to Twitter still be available with Periscope terminating? Yes, we plan to stream to Twitter live once Periscope is kibosh. Rebecca says, I mean, if it's scheduled and you don't go live, does it save all the settings you created? Yes, it does. So you can like enter the studio and you know, upload everything, save everything. And if you leave and don't go live, it'll save everything the way you put it. And then you can enter again when it's time to go live and you'll see everything the same way, which is cool. Victor, so how can I integrate StreamYard with Zoom? So you need a virtual cam and a virtual audio mixer to bring StreamYard into Zoom or vice versa. It's a little more complicated. We do have a help doc on it. Hopefully Dana can link that in the comments if you really need to connect the two. It is possible, but it's just a little harder. And I probably can't accurately explain it in this video. So hopefully you can refer to that help doc. Lisa says, can pics and videos fade in and out? We don't have a fade feature on StreamYard. So if you need that fade feature, I would recommend editing a fade onto your pre-recorded videos if you need to, you know, display that. Like that's what I've done with my pre-recorded content is I've edited fades onto the beginning and the end to give it that sense of dynamic, right? Because it's not possible from within the StreamYard Studio. Can you schedule a show with only a recorded video? Of course, you definitely can, but you have to be there to actually click go live. So you don't necessarily have to appear on screen, right? Like live, but you do have to be there behind the scenes to sort of like set up your live video or your recorded video and actually click to go live and then launch that recorded video. So yes and no, I guess. You don't have to like have any live content happening, but you do have to be there to like, you can't make anything go live without you. Chris says, one thing about posting podcasts, you don't necessarily download off of StreamYard. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. You can stream directly to your social media sites and then you don't have to do any downloading. But if you want to, say, download just the MP3 file or whatever, the M4A file, you can download that directly from StreamYard. So you have options. Awana says, can you send a link to viewers from the broadcast studio in the comments as the host? Yes, you can. Yeah, so you can like click to view your stream on the platform, and then you can copy and paste that URL and give it to your viewers in the comments. Sorry, you might have covered this before. Is the host the master of the session, aka the one deciding on the looks tech support? Yes, that's correct. So when you're logged into the host account, you have all the controls that we went through in this session. And when you send the guest a guest invite link, they don't have any controls. So they're just in the studio with their cam and mic, but they can't actually control anything. That's all on your end as the host. Let's see. Can you add a virtual raffle ticket option or program for prizes that you want to give away during a live stream? Yeah, I mean, we don't have that feature directly through StreamYard, but you could, you know, if you wanted to utilize another raffle ticket site, you could have that going and you could screen share that. So you can sort of integrate it into your live broadcast. And then you could share the link to the raffle in the comments with your viewers so that they can participate in that. So you can sort of like integrate it in that sense, but we don't necessarily have a raffle feature within StreamYard. Can you touch on music options being played during live broadcast? Yes, so you have a few options. You can upload a background like music video to your video section in the brand tab and have that play, you know, before or after your show. You can screen share a music video. You can have, if you have a virtual audio mixer, you can actually stream background music into your stream. It's a little more complicated, but if you want to do something really simple, you can actually just play music on your phone and like feed it through your microphone. So it's like, seems kind of lame, but I don't know. I've done it before and it's actually quite, it's an easy way to stream like background music on your stream if you don't have like an audio mixer or something like that. What camera and mic are you using? So I have I have an external cam and an external mic. I use the Blue Yeti microphone. It's really great. I love it. It's super inexpensive, and it's plug and play. Basically, you plug it into your laptop and you're good to go. And then I use the Logitech C920 camera. I can't show it to you because it's filming me, but it's also a USB plug, Logitech C920 camera, and Blue Yeti microphone. Okay, if the host loses internet connection, does this affect the stream before the host is able to reconnect? Good question. So if you have guests in the stream and you lose connection as the host, the guests stay and the stream stays, and you just sort of pop out, and then you have the opportunity to like log back in. So the stream stays live. If you're the only one in the stream and you lose connection, the stream will actually stay live for 10 minutes without anyone in there. So it gives you an opportunity to reconnect. Okay. La 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 la. What's next on the roadmap? So we don't have like a publicly released roadmap, but we do often release features, and we like to announce them. We send emails to our StreamYard users about new features, and we also post them in the Facebook community group of StreamYard. So Dana hopefully can post the link to the community group on Facebook if you're interested in joining. It's just a place where it's like a forum where people talk about StreamYard stuff. And speakers are able to control and advance their own slides themselves. Now, all your guests are able to screen share, so they can actually bring up their own presentation and control it on their end via the screen share option. So that's already a feature that you're able to use. And we have a document in our help docs about screen sharing if you need a little more help, but that's definitely already possible. Victor says, can Dana engineer my first webinar? I don't know, Victor. She's pretty high demand. She's pretty busy engineering all of mine. So I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Any more questions? Oh yeah, Empty Nester, this is recorded, so we'll send you the link to this webinar. You missed a lot of good content, but you'll be able to go back and watch it because we'll send you the link to it in your email. So not a problem. Do you affiliates program? Yeah, we do have an affiliates program. Dana will drop the link. Dana is my true hero, finding all these links for you guys. Look in the comments because all the links that I'm saying, she's going to post them there. We do have an affiliate program. I want to say it's partners.streamyard.com. Is that right, Dana? Yeah, partners.streamyard.com. If you want to type that into your browser, you can apply to become an affiliate for StreamYard and get like discounts on stuff. How long can I record a video? So great question. So if you're live streaming to a destination, if you're on the basic plan, StreamYard will record up to 4 hours of any stream you do. And if you're on the professional plan, StreamYard will record up to 8 hours of any stream you do. So if you were to do like a 10-hour live stream, which some people do, StreamYard will record the first 8 hours for download. So it's important to note if you're like needing to do like a marathon stream, you might want to break it up into sections of 8 because otherwise you won't be able to download the full thing if it goes past like the 4 hours or the 8 hours, depending on what plan you're on. So that's good to know too. But of course, like every destination is different. So like Facebook allows you to go live for up to 8 hours, but YouTube allows you 12. So even though StreamYard would stop recording after the 8-hour mark, YouTube would allow you to go to the 12-hour mark, and you can actually download from YouTube too. So you have options. I'm just saying you have options. Chris says 1 hour is my max. Honestly, same. That being said, we have like 30 seconds left. So if anyone has any last questions. Oh, Joe had a question that I just totally skipped over because it wasn't really on topic, but I'm going to return to it right now. If one could exist, Hamilton or Dear Evan Hansen? That's a really tough question, Joe. To be honest with you, I never saw Dear Evan Hansen on Broadway. I did see Hamilton. So I would have to choose Hamilton just based on my bias of which one I've seen. That's totally off topic. Sorry for the people who don't care about that. But that's a really cute question. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. We've reached the end of our session. If I did happen to miss your question, I'm so sorry, but you can come into our live chat, StreamYard.com/contact, and click the blue chat button. I work in the live chat, so if you have anything else to ask me, you can ask for me in there, and I will come to your rescue with any questions or technical issues you have. And with that being said, everyone have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your week. See you next time. See you whenever I see you. And thanks for tuning in. Bye.